hello there. It seems you've caught me in the middle of a cheeky whine, although it's no secret that I for one am a renowned advocate for leisure. You see, unlike most commoners, my earliest memories consist of playing racquetball with father and eating caviar after a day at the races. Oh fuck! Well, that didn't last very long. This is where the magic happens. What it do, cunts? It's your good pal Wrecked Feminist Videos here, and today we'll be reviewing some classic moments from the Black Lives Matter movement. BLM. What can you say about Black Lives Matter that hasn't already been said about my asshole after eating Mexican? Although Black Lives Matter does more harm than good to both whites and blacks, sometimes it's actually good for a cheeky chuckle, and that's what we'll be reviewing today. So sit back, relax, and prepare to be called a white supremacist for thinking all lives matter in this cancerous compilation. If you haven't subscribed already, do it now, you racist, cisgendered misogynist.
White power, that's a fucking problem, right? Oh my god, look at this racially inspired group from Donald Trump. No, I haven't been practicing. This is what I live, this is what I breathe.
Just to get you up to speed with what's happening here, this is one of those finer moments in life when a white believer in the Black Lives Matter movement is confronted by a logical black gentleman.
This is what I live in. I'm being honest with you. I'm being honest with you. You're an anomaly. You allow Black Lives Matter on campus, but you don't allow white power on campus. Why not? It's the same shit. Well, both are hate group, but neither are productive. So if you denounce one, denounce the other. Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization. That's what it is. I'm being honest with you, bro. I'm being honest with you.
They post? Are you kidding me?
Let me tell you something. Listen, but let me be honest with you. I just want to say this, right? I want to tell you something right now. African Americans make up 13% of the population, yet commit over 50% of the violent gun and drug crime in the United States.
And you don't think there's a problem with those?
No, that's true. It's 55%.
Okay.
Right? So 95% of that is to other blacks. So me as an African American, I have a 2,000 time more likelihood to be shot and killed by another black man leaving this event than I do by a white person, a police officer, and a neo-Nazi.
So you don't think that's a
2,000 times more percent. I mean, we're killing us as African Americans, we're killing each other. That's what the real fucking problem is.
Yo, this is a reverse mirror. She supposed to be talking.
I'm being honest with you. That's what the problem is. That's what the problem is. This is me and my brother right here. We got to stand together, man. Oh, but listen. I'm being honest. If Obama would have stood up and said, "Look, we're killing each other. We've got a problem within the African American community," he would have been phenomenal. But he's gonna make it white people and of course
she walked away.
Yeah, nothing there. You left, man. I'm being honest. I'm just being honest.
You're a young motherfucker,
I'm just being honest. I just had to say that, man. I'm being honest. I'm just completely honest. I'm 2,000 times more likely to be shot and killed by another black man leaving this event tonight, than I am any other race, color, creed, or police officer. That's where the fucking pain comes, man. That's sad. I can't hang out in black neighborhoods. I can't do that. I can't because it's a risk for me. It's a risk. It's sad. There's a problem within the African American community and it needs to be addressed. Obama didn't address it because he wanted the black vote, and Al Sharpton didn't address it because he's making millions of dollars off of victimizing African Americans. Trust me, I know how that is.
Take note, when you're getting schooled with facts, just walk away with your head in shame. There's not much else you can do if you're unable to make any counter-arguments. Or so you would think.
They've got everything going in the back door to get them in and out. You can stand up here all night and shout and yell, but you ain't gonna shut shit down back here.
Okay, bye.
We'll have to
Thank you. Okay, bye, Breedboard. Thank you. Fuck white supremacy. Fuck white supremacy.
Yes, fuck white supremacy.
Fuck white supremacy. Fuck white supremacy. Fuck white supremacy. Fuck white supremacy. Fuck white supremacy. Fuck white supremacy. Fuck white supremacy. Fuck white supremacy. Fuck white supremacy. Fuck white supremacy. Fuck white supremacy. Fuck white supremacy. Fuck white supremacy. Fuck white supremacy. Fuck white supremacy. Fuck white supremacy.
If all she can say is fuck white supremacy, what would she have said to this guy? Would she have A, walked away with her head in shame, If you locked an A, you were right. And for that, I'm proud of you. Keep it up, champ.
Come on, get ready! Come on, get set! It's time for the Sesame Street alphabet! A is for...
That had nothing to do with the video.
The Democratic Party has the opportunity to do something different. And around the issue of race, we are so far out of alignment, I don't even know the way back. And that tells me that white leaders in our party have failed. I'm a white woman. I don't get it. And I am from Idaho. We are so white. So white. And my job is to shut other white people down when they want to interrupt. My job is to shut other white people down when they want to say, oh no, I'm not prejudiced. I'm a Democrat. I'm accepting. I am talking to people of color because you have the answers. You can tell me as a leader what I need to do.
I guess that means you need to shut the fuck up. That's what I do if I had no army. I would fuck up. Shut the fuck up. That's right.
Sally at WeTheDNC.org. I need schooling so that I can go school the other white people. It makes me sad that we're even having that conversation, and that tells me that white leaders in our party have failed. We have to accept that there is prejudice that exists within our own party, and we have to be able to have that conversation.
How are we going to get rid of racism until...
Stop talking about it.
I'm a white woman. I don't get it. I am pleased and honored to be here today to have the conversation. I am so excited that we're here. Please, 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 this is a conversation I want to have.
Stop talking about it.
And I am from Idaho. We are so white. So white, right? We have the opportunity to really confront the fact that we have not been in alignment with our values. We've been talking a lot of smack. We need to make sure that our actions and our words and our values all match. And around the issue of race, we are so far out of alignment, I don't even know the way back. Every single system in our party is designed to give power back to the people, all people, but especially those people who have been disenfranchised in our country since our country started. Like, I have been reaching out and trying to connect to anybody of color that I can find to be honest with me. I am not a politician. I am a human being trying to do good work, and I can't do it without y'all. So please, please, please get a hold of me. Sally at WeTheDNC.org. I need schooling, and I depend on you and the people around our community to do that so that I can go school the other white people.
Thank you. All right.
I wanted to say,
and you were not able to address other cases, I wanted to ask you whether or not you were familiar with a few other cases. Sandy Rogers and Scotty Richardson from Aiken, South Carolina. You familiar with that case?
No, sir.
How about Roger Dale Rice from Lauren, South Carolina? You familiar with that case?
No, sir.
Eric Nicholson or Marcus Whitfield from Greenville, South Carolina. You familiar with that case?
No, sir.
Russ Sorrow from Greenville, South Carolina.
No, sir.
Or Kevin Carper from Spartanburg, South Carolina.
No, sir.
Professor, those are just a handful of the more than 340 police officers who were killed in the line of duty in South Carolina. And Kevin Carper's case is most instructive because his partner did CPR on the suspect that killed Kevin, trying to save his life. Let me ask it another way. Are you familiar with the case of Ricky Samuel?
No, sir.
How about Tamika Houston?
No, sir.
How about Nell Lindsay?
No, sir.
Miranda All?
No, sir.
Santiago Rios?
No, sir.
Those are all folks that were the victim of intra-racial homicides in South Carolina. And I hasten to add there were not protests either with any of those police officer killings or any of the intra-racial killings. And I suspect you agree with me, Professor, that all lives matter. Whether you're killed by a police officer or your next-door neighbor, you're every bit as dead, aren't you?
Yes, sir. I
Right.
actually, as a former prosecutor and someone who's worked with police officers, have the deepest respect for them.
So do I, and despite that deep respect, Professor, I still maintain the objectivity of prosecuting police officers who engaged in misconduct. We have a process in place if you don't think you can be fair. It's called recusal, which is what some of us did in every single one of our officer-involved shootings. We recused it to another prosecutor so he or she could make that decision. So there is a process in place. You called for a process. There is one. It's called recusal. Do you know, as a former prosecutor, or can you deign what may have been the biggest impediment to our being able to successfully prosecute homicide cases, particularly homicide cases involving victims of color, in my criminal justice jurisdiction? Do you know what the biggest impediment was?
In Massachusetts, one of the biggest impediments is trying to get witnesses to come forward.
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. You have a victim of color, and we had trouble getting witnesses to cooperate with law enforcement and prosecutors, which then, as you know, diminishes the quality of that case and your ability to prosecute it, which may result in a lesser plea bargain because you don't have the facts, which may then result in what you said in your opening statement, which is people have a tendency to treat black lives differently than white, when the reality is the case wasn't quite as good. Isn't that a possibility too?
For every prosecutor who's out there, this is a serious problem, and you are correct in pointing that out, sir.
Right, and it wasn't just me pointing it out, Professor. I happen to have a fantastic chief of police when I was the DA. Fantastic man by the name of Tony Fisher, who happened to be an African-American chief of police. And he lamented the exact same thing you and I are talking about, is the loss of life in his community and the refusal of people to cooperate, even in a drive-by shooting of an 8-year-old at a birthday party. A drive-by shooting outdoors where the whole world saw the car drive by. And nobody would cooperate with the prosecution in the murder of an 8-year-old. So I hope that part of this 21st century police strategies conversation that we're having includes getting people to cooperate with law enforcement so you can hold people to the exact same standard regardless of the race of the victim. Because let me tell you what my goal is. My goal is for witnesses to feel comfortable cooperating. But here's my other goal, and I'm out of time, but I'm going to share it with you. I want us to get to the point where we lament the death, the murder of a black female like Nell Lindsay, just as much if it's at the hand of an abusive husband, which it was, as we would if it had been at the hand of a white cop. I'd like to get to the point where we're equally outraged at the loss of life, and I hope we can get there.
What's up cunts, Wrecked Feminist Videos here. I hope you enjoyed this cancerous compilation. Don't forget to subscribe. Also check out wreckedarmy.com. When you buy a shirt, you're not only triggering feminists and SJWs, but you're also helping to support this channel and keeping it alive. Thanks for watching guys, and as always, cunt fist.